And this week's art journal prompt, week 10, is magic, and my inspiration is coming from these fabulous toadstools that Maria Clegg sent me for my embellishment challenge. I managed to pick up a fairy stamp set in the, hang on a second, what is it? In the Papercraft magazine a couple of weeks ago. Got that from Sainsbury's supermarket. Linda told me about it, and it's perfect for with my toadstool, so I'm going to use that. But just to give you some ideas as to how you can put your take on this, you could do something based around a pack of cards, magic in that form. You could do a white rabbit coming out of a top hat. You know, there are lots and lots of different ideas. You could search inspirational quotes magic and see what quotes come up. So really have a look. Also have a look on Pinterest. Put in art journal pages magic and just see what comes up. Do the same on YouTube, art journal or mixed media magic, and see if that gives you any inspiration or any ideas. But I'm going to grab a piece of plain paper just to put underneath my mat, or on top of my mat. Here we go. And I'm going to use watercolours, the Artist Loft watercolours, to create my background. Here they are. This is the solid palette, which I purchased after Linda bought me the metallic set for my embellishment challenge. I really like them. I think the colours are great. And the last time I was in Hobbycraft, they had this. This was £5, and so I decided to invest in it. So let me just spray my page. Oh, I've got some I don't know what I've got on there. It looks like Brushos. I don't know where that's come from, but never mind. And I'm going to start off with this turquoise green, and I'm just going to put a wash over the bottom of my page. I'm using three colours to create my background. I'm using this turquoise green, I'm using a blue and a purple, and then I've got some water here as well, so I'm just going to keep blending this up my page. I want quite a light wash, nothing too heavy. I probably want it a bit deeper than that though. And then I'm going to come in with some blue. I've sort of got like a forget-me-not blue here, which I'm going to use. And I'm going to blend that down into the green so that I haven't got a harsh line, and then work my way up the page. I just want those colours to sort of blend together quite seamlessly. And then I'm going to come in with some purple and work my way up. And again, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to work the purple down into the blue, just so that I haven't got a harsh line. If you're using watercolours, either watercolour or mixed media paper is best for this, just because of the amount of water that you're using. You need a thicker sort of paper something that will soak up all that liquid. There we go, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to go off and give this a dry, and then I'll come back. This is how I'm looking so far, and I want to create sort of like a star scene at the top of this, and so I've popped some white acrylic paint on my little palette here. I've got my fan brush, I've added some water to the paint to thin it down as well, and I just want to do a bit of splattering over the top, and I'm doing this now before I add my stamped image, just because I think it will be easier to do it this way. I don't want to go too mad. I think that's fine. So I'm going to go off and give this a dry. Now I think that's how I want to position my toadstools when I've finished my background. So I've grabbed a pencil, and I just want to lightly put on just a pencil mark so that I know where the top of these toadstools are. There we go. And then I'm going to put those to one side, and I'm going to grab some ink. I think I'm going to use blue, the dark blue, the midnight blue, and I've got a couple of stamps here. These are, this one was in the pack with the fairy, so there's that one there, and then I've got these as well, which I think one of them was free in a magazine, and I think one of them was just a cheap one for 50p on clearance in Hobbycraft, I think. But I just want to sort of stamp some interest in the forefront. So I want some of these. And I'm going to stamp some in the middle as well. They don't have to be perfect images at all. Same on the other side, because of course my toadstool is going to go in the middle, like this. I think that's probably enough of that one. In fact, just one more down here maybe, and then I want to use, let me just stamp that off on the drop paper. Then I want to use the base of this stamp here, because I want to try and emulate some grass. I've put the stamp on fully, but I'm just stamping this bottom part here, and I want to come in, and I'm going sort of deeper with this, because stronger, darker colours, because I want this sort of in the forefront, and I'm sort of crisscrossing to try and make it look like blades of grass. And I'm going to go all the way along doing this. Okay, so this is how I'm looking. So I've got my grass in the forefront. Now I've put the full stamp on my pad here, on my acrylic pad, and I'm going to ink it, stamp off once, and then I'm just going to add some more of these ones in the background here. I want them to look as if they're in the background, which is why I'm stamping it off, just so that, because otherwise it would look as if it was in the forefront again. There we go. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side. And this just gives my page a bit of height. There we go, I like that. Do I want another one down here as well? Maybe I do. There we are. And then I've got another stamp here, and I think I'm going to add a few of these as well. I'm going to do the same thing, ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp it off. There we go. And then I think we'll add just one on the other side. About here. There we go. And I'm happy with that. I'm just wondering whether I want anything in the centre. I'm not sure. Let me just have a play around with my toadstools to start off with. So I've made my marks. I know that was where I wanted this toadstool, because I've got to allow some room at the top for my fairy. And then I wanted that one going on its own, and this one sort of coming from underneath, something like that. Just love that. That's so pretty. So I want some more in the background here, and I'm going to use this stamp here again. Oh, that one didn't come out very clear at all. Doesn't matter. And just go straight over the top of it. It really doesn't matter. Don't have to be perfect here. There we go, and that I think should probably do it. There we go. And so I'm just going to keep playing with the positioning of my toadstools until I'm happy with how it looks. And I think think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to get some glue so that I can glue this down, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this is how far I've got. I added a couple of extra bits as well. On this stamp here, you can see that we've got some sort of flyaway bits up here, and I just stamped up these and just put a few as if they're sort of blowing away in the wind, and I just love how that looks. I've just glued this down with Pritt Stick. I did it with Pritt Stick because, you know, this is precious to me, this art, and I've used my glue stick just in case I needed to pull it up for any reason, but it's gone down okay, and I'm happy with that. I'm just terrified of spoiling these things. So I've put my fairy on my stamp pad. I've given my stamp pad a bit of a clean as well with some isopropyl alcohol, which has fetched off most of the stains that were in the background. And then I've got some jet black StazOn ink, and I now want to put my fairy on top of my toadstool. I just want to print this off to the side just to see what kind of an impression I get. I don't want to spoil this page. Let me just try that there, and I can always fill this in with a fine liner as well if it's not quite perfect. I'm really sort of you probably can't see what I'm doing, but I'm really trying to ink my stamp up well to get a nice strong image. Let me put the lid on, and then I'm going to stand up to do this, and I want my fairy there. And so I'm going to hold that in place for a couple of minutes, well, a couple of seconds. Don't press too hard with these clear acrylic stamps, because otherwise you'll just smudge your image. You've got to be quite careful with these. Oh, and that hasn't stamped very well at all, has it? What a shame. Never mind. I'm going to go round this with a fine liner and see what I can do. Right, I bet you thought, oh my goodness me, what is she going to do now? And I must admit, so did I. I had a go at stamping the fairy out onto cardstock, and I thought maybe I could fussy cut her out, but she's just too detailed, it just wasn't going to work. So I grabbed my Derwent Graphic 0.1 pen, and I've just gone round the edge, and there we go, she's fixed. So now what I want to do is go around some of these toadstools with my Stabilo All pencil. I'm going to go round these ones here as well, just so that I can use a blending stump, which I've put here somewhere. I had it in my hand a second ago. Where's that disappeared to? I'm going to use a blending stump. Anyway, here it is. That's what a blending stump looks like. And then I'm just going to sort of add some shading where I add, let's just do one here. I've sharpened my Stabilo All pencil. And so I'm going to go around these like that. And then I'm just going to just shade it slightly, just to smudge it. And so I'm going to do that on all of these, and then I'll come back. I'm nearly done with my page now. I've printed off my quote, "Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen." I've printed this out on just recycled cardstock, and then I've added a really fine line just around the edge with my Stabilo All, and then I've blended it with a blending stump just to smudge the edges. And before I glue that down, I just want to do something about this stamped flower here. I've grabbed this stamp again and my stamp pad, and it's just the top part of it I want. And I had a piece of paper a second ago. That will do. I just want to protect my toadstool. I don't want to get any ink on that, but I just want to in fact, that's not really stamped much better. Let's try it again. I think it's because it's a textured surface. It's just not stamping all that brilliantly. Let's try it again. Let's see if I can get that's a bit better. That's probably a bit too strong, but never mind. Let's see if I can do the same thing over here to try and balance it out. So here you go. You are getting a lesson today in how to correct your mistakes when things go a bit wrong. There we go, that will do fine. And I just love this page. Thanks so much, Maria, for these beautiful, beautiful toadstools. So I'm going to glue my quote down, and then what I want to do is go around the edge with my Stabilo All pencil again. I'm just going to do a little bit here just to show you. So I'm doing this, and then I'm going to go over it with my blending stump again, just to smudge it a little bit and soften it. So I'm going to do this all the way round, and then I'll come back and show you my finished page. And here's my finished page. I've come back the next day to show this, and I've made a couple of changes. This page gave me a bit of trouble as far as the stamping was concerned, and I think I know why. Many of you know that I used mixed media paper for my art journal pages, and it's very textured, and I don't think it was the perfect paper choice for using stamps, because I just don't have a completely smooth surface to stamp on, and some of them just didn't take very well at all. These dandelions were absolutely fine, but it was just that this bigger flower here just didn't seem to like the paper I was using. So it was bugging me, and I thought, what am I going to do about it? And so I grabbed some purple distress paint, and I just touched over the flowers where the dark black was that you saw. And when that dried, it sort of turned sort of like a purpley grey colour, and it looked much better. It just looked as if it was sort of like a cloudy sort of fading into the background, and I liked it. But then I've taken it one stage further. Maria has added quite a lot. I think she's used some of the glitter gel pens to create these toadstools, so there's already quite a lot of glimmer on this. I'm not sure whether you'll be able to pick that up on screen. So I've added to that. I've gone round with my Jelly Roll Clear Star pen, which is sort of like it's not quite a gold, but it's not silver either. And I decided to go over these trees, and I just absolutely love the effect. And then I went over just the tips of the dandelions as well, just on the very tips, like this. Then I added some more on the fairy's wings, and just on these little things here. I can't think what these are called, these wishes or whatever she's blowing. And then I went round the toadstool again and added some of the pen just on the undersides of the toadstool, and it's just really finished off my page. So I'm now calling my faux pas with the trees a happy accident, and I'm just going to move it around and just see if you can pick up any of this glimmer. Have a look at the fairy's wings sort of up here, but I just love that. I'm so happy with this page. Thank you so much, Maria, for sending me these gorgeous toadstools. And I love the colours of the background. I think it's sort of all pulled together and works really nicely. So I hope you like that. Start having a think about how you can put your take on this week's prompt, Magic. I also thought of another one. Is it Coldplay that sing a song, It's Magic? But anyway, I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. And if you like this, please give me a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments below. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.